Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the program today. Yes, we're going to get started. Woo! Time to go. It is. Welcome to the program.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene.
Hi, Glenn.
Showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul.
Wow, Cameron's doing funny stuff today.
It's the Hall Around Town Radio
Fun.
show. The Hall Around Town Radio.
Welcome to the program. It is our weekend update coming your way in just a minute. Stick around with us. We're going to give you what we did this weekend, and you tell us what you did in the comments right here.
It's the weekend review. Top 5 are coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're coming, who's playing out? Off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to race on hell. With all around, you know I plan to do it well. So
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome on a Monday. Finally getting some rain today. We need some rain. Not that I do weather, but, Yes. My backyard, known as a desert and dust bowl, is now going to become mud. Just for my dogs. It is. Welcome to the program. Let me see who's checking in today. Let's see who's out there. Guys, if you're out there, make a comment. Let us know who you are, where you're from. Steve Stein in the house. What's up, my brother? Chad, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Chad in the house. Carla's here as well. Carla, great to have you with us on a Monday. And Tony is already throwing in there a great comment. That's what we like to see right here on a Monday is tell us who you got to see. And you were at Norris Lake, huh? The Boathouse. There you go. Really good band. King's Reign. How about that? They have some good bands down there on the lake. They do. And they said they've played some Cincinnati area bars. Cool. Awesome stuff. Well, welcome to the program, guys. Hi, Bob Klein, checking in from the Columbus area. Skip from Liars for Hire. Bob from Rock House in the house. Tony from Hindsight. Chad from the Billy Rock Band and Project. Let's see. We got all kinds. Steve Stein in the house from the Tony B Band and whatever the times. Anything else Steve Stein can be a part of. Open mic nights at a lot of places. And Glenn, who doesn't play music but supports it so well. Thank you for being with us today, guys. If you're out there, we'd love to hear from you and say hi. Looks like maybe our friend Chris Thompson has checked in from Uncle Rico. We're going to talk about them in just a little bit. We are. And we'll get to that here in just a moment. We will. Chad says Alt Park was gorgeous. Man, we did have a pretty weekend, didn't we? The weather was great. Saturday, my event that I was part of was just incredibly nice with the weather. It couldn't have been much better. It got a little warm for the performers, but other than that, for the crowd-wise, it was a good day. It was. And yes, and Rooftop at Bishop's Quarter in Loveland had a hell of a great Billy Rock show, he said. Good deal. Good deal. If you're out there, guys, say hi. We'd love to hear from you and join us today in the conversation. Chris Reese from Dat Band is in the house. Got to see him play over the weekend and watched him sweat as well. It was a hot one. It was a hot one on that stage. All right, let's get to it, guys. And if you missed our post, I looked a little bit ago at 70 so something people comment on the post and say who they got to see over the weekend. But a reminder, whenever we do that, please tag the venues too, or at least mention the venues, even if you don't tag them. And if anybody out there is an expert at the business side of the Book of Face and knows how to fix the tagging problem that's going on right now, I can't tag anybody. And then I'll come back an hour later and it'll let me do it after I've tagged people like bands and things like that. It's driving me crazy. So all I'm doing is just putting the @ whatever their call sign is on the Book of Face, and hopefully eventually it'll pop up. But it's frustrating, to say the least. Frustrating. It is. What's up, Carl Bray? I haven't seen you in a while. I saw your fundraiser, though, man. $12,000 in an evening. Thank you so much for doing that. And you guys are good people there at the AmVets. Yes, sirree. That was a good one. It was. What's up, Doug Drew? Said they played in Lawrenceburg Friday night, and the tribute band Queen Nation was one of the bands after them. They were fantastic. Thank you, Doug, with DV8 in the house. Good to have you here. Jimmy Kilroy, thank you. The Trapper Keepers, they played over the weekend too. They've joined us, and they're also already going to be on the list for next week. They've sent us their stuff. And if you'd like your band or musical act featured on our Thursday show, the Who's Playing Out segment, all you got to do is slide into our DMs, send it to us, and we'd love to hear from you. Let's, as they say, let's get it on. And not in that fashion, but let's get it on the list. All right, I'm ready to get started. Y'all ready to get started? I'm ready. Let's talk about, first and foremost, I want to kick back to my Wednesday night, Name That Tune crowd at Heather's on the patio. Had another great night, 33 teams I think we had play. Wonderful, wonderful night on the patio. We've had some really good weather lately. Now, the weather's not going to be great forever for that because we go all the way through mid-November. So if you've been putting it off all summer saying, oh, I got something to do, but I'm going to come try that one night, get it in while you can. And just call to ensure if you need a reservation, just call Heather's and just make sure you get on the list there because there's times that we're pretty full. And I want you to get a good table where I can keep my eye on you. I do. For real, for real. Sean Cooper in the house. What's up from Milano's? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. And Kathleen, thank you. Kathleen's Music. She's in the house. Sharon is Karen. She always shares the show. Thank you for sharing that, Kathleen. I appreciate you very much. All right, let me get started, too, about that was our Wednesday. Thank you to Heather and her staff. Always great host. We are there with a residency every summer from April through November. And it's just a wonderful place to be. Our crowd is fantastic. Did a little special night in Miamisburg on Thursday. If you saw the pictures of that, I look like a speck on that giant stage at the amphitheater, but it's kind of weird to be up there by yourself doing that. It's very strange. But we did 4 rounds of country music, Name That Tune. Had a blast with the people. Many of our regulars from Heather's and some other, and the Moose and other venues, stopped in that night and played. And, many of them went around and ordered food from the local establishment. It's a Dora district there. You can carry your adult beverages around and joined us there in the park. And we just had a great time. And hats off to the Miamisburg Park District who they book me 3 times a year for those events. And they are always fun. And the young ladies who run the Parks and Rec, they are wonderful. They do a great job of putting together prize packages. And the crowd has a great time. So it was a beautiful night on the levee, despite some bugs. It was a little buggy, but you're by the river and they're looking for moisture as well. So it's one of those things that goes on. And, as long as you had bug spray, you were good. But we got another one coming up October the 9th, which is going to be a wonderful event there at the park. And it's going to be Halloween. We're going to do a Halloween themed night, do spooky tunes and all that stuff. So that's what's going on with me in the first part of the week. What's going on, Dewey? Thank you for loving the shirt, the Corn Stand Jam shirt. I'll lean back so you can see it over the south face of Mount Hall here. Kevin Cooper in the house. What's up? How are you? Michelle Upton, how you doing? She's a great supporter of local music. Billy Sutherland in the house. Happy Monday to you from White Knuckle Weekend there. And it was a fun venue there at the park. It's a big amphitheater. I mean, we do that Springfest in the Berg every year for 3 days worth of music and all that there. But wow, I'm amazed that they hire me to do that and have me in there. And it's a great crowd and a good evening. And it's, use the big giant house PA. I sound like I'm booming all over the town, and it's wonderful. Wonderful. And Sean Cooper got to see Authorized Personnel at Big Al's. Man, Authorized Personnel is a great band. They really are. Those singers, man. Whew. And they're real deep in singers, too. So let me move on to Friday night. A band that does not play a lot. And I appreciate not oversaturating yourself. And these guys like to play, but they like to play once in a while. They play once a month, or maybe that's what they average, a couple times a month. But it's called Uncle Rico. And you can find them on the Book of Face at Uncle Rico Dayton. I tried to tag them. I'd tell you to just go click the link off our page, but wouldn't let me tag them. Don't know why. So again, message me if you know how that all works, folks, or if you know what's going on with that, because it's just recently changed. If I've tagged something recently, it'll let me tag them, but it won't let me tag like people I've not tagged in a while. And that's the tagging dilemma of the day. It is. What's up, Carlos from Britches Down and Spongeworthy in the house, the solid bass rock that he is. Good to see you here today. And yeah. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate you. Carla, I need to send you money or something. Carla is like our greatest supporter. I love her. I do. And Bob, I don't know if you noticed, I got a little Rock House promo going back here in the back if you're watching today. Yeah. And Deborah Smith says she loves Uncle Rico. Well, I do too. And I got to see Deborah Smith there that night. A lot of friends there on a Friday night. Of course, we love Deb and Tony. We do. We have fun every time we're around them. And also love the crowd that goes to Heather's on the Patio. I will say I want to give a shout out, first of all, as we talk about Uncle Rico. Their production that night was fantastic. The lighting was great, especially for pictures, as you might have seen. When there's good lighting, you can get good photos. And got some great photos of them. And the sound was perfect. Perfect. Really, really, really good. Kevin's got an answer there. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I can go on my personal page and tag anyone, but my business page, it will not allow that. How about that, Bob? Just hung it there just for a little promo for you today. Got my Corn Stand Jam hat back here behind me. And of course, sporting that, we'll talk about Corn Stand Jam here in just a minute. Deb, you guys are great. I love you guys so much, and wonderful friends and good people to hang out with. They love live local music, and I love those folks who support it as much as you guys do. Let's see. Yeah, it was nice to run into you Friday too there, and love Uncle Rico. I'm a huge fan of Uncle Rico. It was great to see you, Sean and Leanne, that night. Stephanie Fair, haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for being here. Sean Poole in the house. Thank you for being here. Sean Poole in the Buckin B. That's with a B. Crazy band. Yes. With a B, people. A B. All right. Let's talk about Uncle Rico. These guys are great musicians. First of all, great musicians. Chris back there on the drums, keeping the beat. Certainly. Bob on the bass, as he's doing so well. John Hay, who I've known for years, when he was in a group years ago called the Hay Kids, wearing like Brady Bunch costumes. That was way back in the 80s. The Brady Kid costumes. And John Hay playing keyboards, and Jay Grant playing guitar. And of course, Jimmy Bodish, one of the best frontmen you'll ever find. He is flamboyantly fun, and he's a hoot. He is. He's a hoot. And Nan says hi. She says, Stranger. Can you see Stranger in the background? Their album's back there behind me, but it's reflecting. Right now, the light's reflecting off of it, but Stranger's album is right behind me there. And Kevin says it may be due to privacy settings. Yeah, I don't know. But you'd think that bands wouldn't have privacy settings set on their, stuff to where you couldn't share their page. I would hope. And Mr. Burroughs in the house. Thank you for joining us. So Uncle Rico, they're kind of a staple in Springboro, especially. They played Heathers. They play Mr. Burroughs quite a bit. And Carlos says, love Jimmy. And I've known Jimmy for years as well. And Jimmy is just a great front man. He brings the party, and the band is a party in itself. But Jimmy, he's just freaking crazy sometimes. I love his antics on stage. I love some of the photographs I'm able to get of him. And these guys were doing a solid job. And let me tell you, I was worried when I got there. There was a lot of empty tables at Heathers when I got there early before the band started, because a friend of ours, Jeff Ziegler, was having a birthday party. And by the time the band started, man, you couldn't get a seat. It was filling up fast, and it was wonderful. It was just fantastic for that to happen, to see them fill that room there at Heathers, or that patio, which is so large to begin with. And they put on a hell of a show that night. I can't even tell you how good it was. I had to leave a little early because I had an early call for a big all-day event on Saturday, which we'll talk about. But certainly, Uncle Rico, let's talk about their set list for a minute. Can we? Can we talk about it? Here's the first set list. They kicked it off with Royals. That's just a little dial in the sound song for them, because it's probably one of the most mellow songs that they do. Then Crazy, Ramble On, Dance Hall Days, Don't You Forget About Me, Always Something There to Remind Me, Pretty Vegas, Addicted to Love, Never Tear Us Apart, Stupid Girl, Superstition, Sweet Emotion, 99 Luftballons. And I said that in a British accent, and it's German. And New Sensation was the first set that they did. And what's Carla saying here? She said, yeah, it is. It's good to have a little crazy in the band sometimes, a little bit of that. And the band guys are tough. I mean, they're really tight. And, I wish they played more, to be honest with you, but I get it. They all have other lives and things, and they're busy. And, sometimes it makes people want to go see them because they're not playing every weekend or whatever. So when they do play, people run out and catch them. That was set number 1 that I brought you. Set number 2, then they turn around and throw some country at you, and they do Beer Never Broke My Heart. Then Seven Nation Army. Another one, Bites the Dust. Der Kommissar, if you're an 80s fan, you know that one. Short Skirt, Long Jacket, which, who does that one? Personal Jesus. Jump Around, Epic by Faith No More. What else? Tennessee Whiskey, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. I love that Elvin Bishop song. My friend Kevin McCoy, every time I stop and see him, he plays that for me. And they did it and did a great job. Under Pressure, Come Together, Some Kind of Wonderful. And then they hit a little bit of Cure with Just Like Heaven. And then how about Wholehearted to end up that second set for them there at Heathers. Then My Own Worst Enemy, Paralyzer, Dirty Little Secret. Wow. London Bridge, Bringing Sexy Back, little JT there. Unskinny Bop, I missed Boogie Shoes, Word Up, Play That Funky Music, 500 Miles, Melt With You, Mr. Brightside. Yes, just to name a few. That was their third set. Uncle Rico, guys, a wonderful band. Follow them at Uncle Rico Dayton on Facebook and get out there. And yes, Carlos is singing the lyrics to Don't Turn Around. Der Commissar, I should say. Yes. See, Carla, every time I do a set list, Carla's like, wow, I got to see this band. I love it. I love it. No, I don't think they threw PC in there this time, and I didn't request it that night. I usually do, but I didn't. But Chris Thompson, he cracks me up as well. He's awesome on that song. Hi, Rebecca from Texas. How are you? She said something for everyone. I hate that you're so far away, too. Come visit again, will you? We didn't get to spend enough time together the last time. I'd love to sit down and chat with you. And Rebecca lives in Texas. She was up visiting last season. I think it was last season, last summer. I think so. Chris, you're most welcome, man. I love you, brother. And he's another one that's just a great, solid player. And the other thing about this band is, you know, they're using ears. Chris is using a digital drum kit, or electronic drum kit, whatever you want to call it. But they are certainly a band that is worth seeing and enjoying. And if you haven't yet, follow Uncle Rico and go see a show. And like I said, they'll be at Mr. Burroughs throughout the winter months. I'm sure they'll be there at some point. Marcy, if you're out there still on the wave, drop a date in if you've got it. I'd love to be able to say that for them. And great. Yeah. And, Bob, you're a player, those are great song choices, and those are crowd-pleasing song choices. And that's what's so cool. There's my good buddy Jim Graham from Ladder. I heard he had a killer show at the Bell and the Bear. I talked to my good friend and co-host Karis over the weekend, and she said she loved Ladder. I love Ladder as well. I just happened to be working an all-day festival and didn't get a chance to go catch them down there at the Bell, but they had a good crowd. They brought a lot of people themselves, which is what you love out of a band. We talk about that a lot on Tuesdays, by the way. Chris, thank you for that. Mr. Burroughs on October 4th. Well, there it is. That's soon, people. That's soon. So go see him there if you're in town. Mr. Burroughs, October 4th for Uncle Rico. And thanks to all the guys for just, they're a party. They're a party from start to finish, and love those guys. I'm looking at the feed today. I look like I'm in a Chinese movie. Is the voice off from the picture today? For those of you out there, I don't know. That's what it looks like to me here. What else could go wrong on the Book of Face today? Or go to YouTube, man. You can actually hear it and see it better. And you don't have to deal with the Book of Face. I'm sick of the Book of Face. Anybody else sick? Raise your hand. Of all the drama and the crap. All right, Uncle Rico. And again, thanks to Heather's staff that night. Great people working there. Bailey kicking butt. She's a wonderful manager there, and just the staff on the floor does a great job. And they kick butt when they have a big crowd, and they did a really good job that night. So we love those guys there, and it's In Sync for Dewey. Thank you. I'd like to know that I'm in the In Sync category today. Not in this In Sync boy band, but as I'm saying. So there's Uncle Rico for you in a nutshell. And I wish I could say a lot more, but I will say that Jimmy Bodish's humor on stage is worth the price of admission. And there was no admission that night. It was a free show. So that's good. Rebecca, I'm missing you too. Come back. Come back and visit. Please do. And, I don't know whatever reason I have to come to Texas, but if I ever do, I'm looking you up. Looking you up for sure. And Deborah, she's clapping her hands. She loves Uncle Rico. They do a little thing where they yell Rico and you yell Suave back and take a drink. And that's a lot of fun, just like our good buddy Jim Graham does when he yells green light with Ladder and everybody takes a drink. And yeah, good stuff there. Thank you, Uncle Rico. All right, I got to move on to Saturday. Got a lot to talk about on Saturday. Huge day on Saturday. I'm sporting the Christian's Corn Stand Jam shirt, now just known as the Corn Stand Jam in Hamilton, or as they like to refer to it, Jamilton, Ohio, because there is a great music scene going on in Hamilton. And Carlos, I'm about to tell you, buddy. I am. So hi, Leslie. Thank you for being here. Suburban Riot in the house. Christian's Corn Stand Jam. Christian was a young man who used to sell corn in Hamilton from a corn stand in the summer months. And Christian was Jimmy Younger's son. And Jimmy puts this on in his memory. And tragically, Christian took his own life. And so this event goes on. This is the 7th year for mental health awareness. And if you watched our show when Jimmy was on and we talked about it, he's still very affected by this, but does this as a form of therapy for himself. Puts this on to raise money for mental health awareness and mental health issues in the county there, in Butler County and beyond. But this year, the focus was on veterans' mental health and veterans' suicide. And unfortunately, in our country, the veteran suicide numbers are climbing all the time. And especially in Butler County, they're climbing. So this was a wonderful cause. And I can tell you that the people there involved in this event that are there every year care deeply for the cause and care deeply for Jimmy and the loss of his son and so many others who are in attendance who have similar tragic stories. And yes. Oh, thank you. Who's that, Patrick? Thank you so much. He said I did an amazing job at the Corn Stand Jam. Thank you. My job is to be the talking head. That's me. I'm the guy who has to promote the sponsorships, who those sponsors make it all happen. And then, of course, introduce the bands and those kind of things throughout the day and basically hype the crowd up a little bit. Now, it was really hot when we started out, but there was a crowd who found areas of shade in order to watch the show and listen to the music. If you have not been to River's Edge in Hamilton, and you've been to other venues such as the Rose, the Phrase, and places like that, this stage rivals any of those. The video walls themselves are amazing. And you can be all over that area of Hamilton and see those video walls from wherever you're at. If you're out in the big part of the park there or any of that, it's just a wonderful, wonderful venue. And the people there are kind and they're music loving. The production team there is amazing. The video production to me is just as good as any national act that you'll see on the road. And Chris Reese was there, of course. We're going to talk about him here in a moment. The venue is incredible. It is a wonderful place. And Corn Stand Jam is an amazing event, as Paul just said. Yes, he said he was honored to play it a couple times. Yeah, and every year they shake the lineup up a little bit, and I think that's cool. It's not just, some festivals you're like, oh, it's the same bands every time, this and that. And that's fine if that's what they want to do. But this one, Casey Gomez is a musical director. He's the lead of CFG and the Family, and he puts the musical acts together. This year, only 3 musical acts, which to me worked really well. We've had 5, 6, before, and it gets a little crazy on the stage with setup, teardown, sound checks, all those things. So we kick the day off with Miss Jackie. If anybody out there knows Miss Jackie, you know what kind of show that band puts on. And every time we say Miss Jackie, everybody thinks I'm just talking about her, but it is the band as well. And she's got a killer band. All right. Miss Jackie's band is amazing, along with her husband, Chase, who's playing bass there and that. But they hit the ground running, and it's a nonstop party. And it was 106 degrees, I think, on the stage we measured at that time of day with the concrete and the metal roof and all that. It was hot. she was sweating like crazy, and she never stops. She is the Energizer Bunny of the music world. I mean, Miss Jackie, first of all, fantastic song choices, fantastic vocals. But man, she dances her tail off, literally, the whole show. And there were so many people, and I love it. There was a little girl who ran up to the fence there at the front of the stage and yelled, Miss Jackie, I love you. And I mean, she had to be like 5 or 6. And how sweet was that? And yeah, and Chris said he's surprised she didn't pass out. I know. And there were a couple times where like Chase took a song and sang it. She came back and got in the shade for a minute. In fact, I found her in the cooler. There's a big walk-in cooler backstage. And I found her standing in the cooler when I needed to ask her a question, as it was mid-show. And she was chilling like a villain in the cooler. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic as well. But, you know, it's what it takes to be that good on stage. This band is phenomenal. Everywhere they play, they blow the roof off. They had a show later that night. And this band also did a lot of charity events over the weekend, and wonderful stuff with Miss Jackie. I just can't say enough about them. And, you know, Kyle, their guitar player, doesn't get talked about enough. He is a shredder, man. He's so good. They found this guy on Craigslist when they were looking for a guitarist several years back. Craigslist. And boy, are they glad they did. He is amazing. And so Miss Jackie kicked the show off. A wonderful, wonderful performance by her. She was the first act at about 2 in the afternoon, or 3 in the afternoon, I'm sorry, when we started the show. And went till 5, and she did a solid 2 hours, and the band did a solid 2 hours. And you want to know how hot it was? If you're familiar with a guitar at all, a lot of guitars have a thing called a pick guard on them. The pick guard is where, you know, you're strumming and the pick hits the guitar and it protects the finish of the guitar and all that. It's a plastic usually or something to that effect. Chase's bass pick guard warped in the sun. It actually warped like a vinyl record being stuck on the dashboard of your car. That's how hot it was on stage. And he powered through the whole thing. So amazing. Amazing. What's Carla say? 1,000 kudos, all working out in the heat. Yeah. And, you know, it wasn't so bad for us. We had there was a lot of fans, a lot of things like that, but it was a warm day. And, you know, September, it can be anything. It could have been 50 degrees and raining too. So we're very glad we had the sunny weather and the nice day there on the levee in Hamilton at River's Edge. Good stuff. And yeah, when your guitar melts in your hand, your bass guitar, you got some heat going on, or you're playing it too. We waited for it to light up and start smoking, you know, like Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar used to do, and that kind of thing. Craziness. So Miss Jackie, follow them if you haven't yet. Follow her just for her daily videos. Follow her for her pictures with my Haul Around Town stickers on her fishnet stocking thighs, if you want to see that. And the contest she's having to crush your head like a watermelon. We won't get into that too deep, but that's just her. She's a blast. I love that band. I love those people. They're good-hearted people, and they play so well, and they're so easy to work with. Their sound check was over in like 10 minutes. Just so easy to work with on the stage. Great stuff. If you've seen Miss Jackie, raise your hand out there and say who, yeah, for her or something, because you know what I'm talking about. She is the quintessential female front person in the tri-state. Just exciting, fun, crazy good. There's Dale Wu. He was there. I got a picture of him on the page as well. He was out and about all weekend long. There's his lineup. And then Friday, he went to River's Edge to see Badfish, Sublime Tribute Band, yeah, and Tropodelic. That was a packed, and the River's Edge crew had worked 2 nights straight. I mean, for this thing, that was a big deal. And thank you, Dale, for being one of the best music supporters, especially in Hamilton. Absolutely, Dale is a great supporter of live local music. He helps in any way he can. And Dale's saying woo to everybody out there. If you haven't seen Dale, you know. And Chris Reese says, just great folks. Yeah, everybody in Miss Jackie's band are just great people. And Dewey's seen Miss Jackie as well. He raised his hand to that. I can't brag enough about her and her energy. Just she's that way on and off stage. And you know, this young lady is a mom who takes care of babies and kids, and you know, she's got a lot going on, and she still puts 110% into every show. So that's what you love to see. All right, next up. Oh, there were some checks presented and some fun stuff that went on there throughout the evening. And Cornstand Jam has given over $100,000 to mental health awareness and to support the mental health organizations in Butler County and beyond. So over $100,000 in 7 years. That's an incredible amount of money. And they do it from the heart, man. And Dat Band was the next band up. These guys are pros. I will say that they come in ready to play. They had a couple subs with them playing this show who you would have never known if you didn't know they were substitute players. You would have never known that. The band slayed it for 2 hours. I think Chris lost 5 pounds at least in just sweat. That day, it was pouring off of him. I can't tell you how many times I looked over and Chris was toweling his head because it was just pouring off of him. It was hot at 5 o'clock when they started or whatever. I think they started 5:30. Yeah. 5:30 and went to 7:30 that evening. And Carla says, Miss Jackie's badass. And Sean Cooper said, saw Miss Jackie at the Bell and the Bear. She packs a punch, literally packs a punch. Every time you know she's coming to the stage, get ready because the roof is coming off of the place for real. So Dat Band, a great blend of what they call funk, soul, and rock and roll. And I was asking Chris backstage how he would like to be introduced. And one of the things he said really resonated with me. And that was basically, to paraphrase it, we're just a bunch of guys having fun who want to give you the fun or give the audience the fun. And that's what they did. And people were up dancing out there. They were having fun. They enjoyed their songs. And Dat Band plays a variety of music as well that sometimes you often wouldn't expect out of them. And they take you all over the place, genre-wise, all over the place, years-wise. I mean, they go back in time. Just a solid bunch. And I won't get into naming everybody, but I will tell you the horn section is one of my favorites. And my buddy Byron, who I just dearly love as well, on the trumpet. And he sings, and Chris and Byron really, they click on stage. They are bros for life, and you can tell that. They have a great time. They dance. They do so much. And and Chris, the guys you get for subs, I mean, the guitar player was phenomenal. And I mean, what's he played a show or two with you before? And then Jonathan Grooms filling in on bass. You could put anything in front of Jonathan Grooms and he could play it. And one of the nicest guys in the world. I got the greatest message from him the next morning that just made my day. That Jonathan sent me, just saying thanks for hanging out and having fun and making the show what it was. And I just love that guy. I can't say enough how much I love him and the guys in the band. And Dale said Dat Band was very entertaining with song selections that were enjoyed by all. Yeah, everybody loved it. Hi, Quentin from Ladder. Thank you for being here. No, each band got full 2 hours, Dewey. 2 hours, which is unheard of in the festival world. I do a lot of, I do damn near 30 festivals probably a year. And bands getting 2 hours is a long set, especially in the heat. Chris will tell you, he'll raise his hand on that one. And Ian Carroll was the guitarist. Chris, name your whole band, will you? Just drop their names in there because I did not bring that in with me, all the paperwork I had from the weekend. So, Dale said 2 hours as well. So each band got a 2 hour time slot. Miss Jackie killed it for 2, and then Dat Band killed it from 5:30 to 7:30. And just this band is fun. They're a good time. If you've never seen them, go see them. And they play a lot of places around. I mean, you can follow all these bands if you'll follow them, and Facebook will let you follow them. Please do, and go see a show, because like you can catch that band sometime at the casino in Monroe. If you're up north, that's a little closer for you. But they're playing a ton of gigs and a ton of events, and it's just it's a good thing. And Chris, you killed it. Chris's vocals, I had so many people come up to me and say, man, I love this guy's voice. This guy's got a voice. He can sing anything. And in fact, it was funny, backstage, the headliner, Delvon Lamar, he and I were sitting together chatting, and he said, man, this cat has a great voice. I thought, well, that's really cool, because Chris Reese really loves Delvon Lamar. And he's a big fan. So, Chris, I don't know if he told you that, but I'm telling you that. He was bragging about your voice and how you could sing all those tunes and take it from the highs and the lows and everything else that you did. So I do not have the set list for any of those, but I will read off what Chris put in there. Joe Poland playing that saxophone, Byron Walton on the trumpet, Elliot Rubin in there. Who else? Mike Brokamp, then Rick Dews normally plays bass with them, and Mauricio Acosta is their normal guitar player. So that is that band's normal lineup. And Carla says she's seen them several times, loves them. They're a party. They are. They're party. And yes, I hope your day is made, Chris, because he was back there. He was fanboying on you a little bit. So how about that? How about that band? That's awesome. So thank you to those guys. I've worked with them several times before, and I just love being around them. They're all good people, and they're another one that's just easy to work with. I mean, they get out. They're pros. They know how to do a sound check, get it done, and that really helps at a festival when you're trying to work through a timeline and get people on stage. So what have I got here? How many minutes I've been going? Yeah, I'm long today, but I'm going to talk about one more thing, and that was the evening headliner for the show. And I will say everyone was a headliner. I always like to say that if it's true, and it is. But I do want to say that Delvon Lamar Organ Trio, I've heard their music. I've listened to it. I did a little research on him, obviously, before he was on the show last week. But I really didn't appreciate it till I heard it live. And this guy, he's one of the most unique keyboard players I think I've ever seen play. Because not only is he playing the normal keyboard melodies and all those things, but he's playing the bass lines on the keyboard, because he doesn't have a bass player. And so he's doing the bass lines, and then as well as playing the melody portions and the lead portions. And he's got a fantastic young guitar player and a fantastic young drummer. And it's contemporary jazzy, but yet with a flair. They were doing some Earth, Wind, and Fire. By the way, did anybody see that special last night? I love Earth, Wind, and Fire, one of my favorite groups. If I could be on stage with anybody, it would be Prince or Earth, Wind, and Fire. But yes, he did some wonderful tunes. And Dale said, he said, D-Lo 3 was a great addition to the lineup. And this year, he said it was a pleasure to be there. It was a pleasure to be there. And it was a different twist because, first of all, it's not a vocal thing. It's an instrumental thing, which is, people, that's an acquired taste to people. But everybody stayed, and they knew there was going to be a great fireworks show at the end. And yes, and Delvon is a super good dude. He was real nice. He was so accommodating when we had him on the live show the other day. But Delvon is a player, and playing through that Leslie cabinet, the Hammond B3 sound and all that stuff that went on was just really, I just love that so much. And when he's sometimes playing the bass lines with his feet while playing the melody in the keys, yeah, how amazing is that? He is very accomplished, extremely accomplished player. And so were the kid on guitar, man. He was definitely stand up as well. Crowd loved it. Every time they finished a song, the crowd was cheering for them and doing all that. And it was chill. It kind of, you had Miss Jackie with her edgy, rocky side of things, and then Dat Band with their funky side of things. And then you had this nice, chill, beautiful evening with the stars overhead, nice weather out in Hamilton with the reflection of all the lights on the river. River's Edge is a fantastic place to see a show. All the area around that, all the businesses. I can't say enough about Hamilton. Just Hamilton's wonderful. So I do want to say that, Delvon Lamar, if you're into that kind of music, if you're into the jazzy side of things, you'll love the guy. If you've never really followed him, follow him. And they're playing all over the country. They came from Cleveland the night before and were here and got their sound check done. A little late on that, kind of pushed us back a few minutes, but we got it in on time and the show went off perfectly. And they ended up at 10 o'clock and then to a absolutely amazing display of fireworks by Rozzy's Famous Fireworks at the end of the night, which just capped off a night. And as they're shooting the fireworks over the river, the reflection, the atmosphere there, all the big buildings in Hamilton just made it so much fun. And Chris says music and mental health. It was a great day and of your worlds colliding. And Chris gave an incredible speech or testimony from the stage that day because he works in mental health. And what he said resonated with a lot of people out there in the audience, and it was really good. And that I just love that 100%, Chris. Thank you for doing that. And Dale Robinson, what's he say? Thank you, Dale, for pumping my tires up a little bit today. That makes my day too. Thank you. And my job is when I'm out on stage, it's easy. It's the backstage stuff that you got to get put together and all the sponsors you need to make sure you mention and all those things. So, my role is not to be an entertainer. My role is to be a facilitator and a hype guy. And hopefully we were able to hype up the folks that that did the sponsors, and they'll be back next year to sponsor with even more money, which makes the event such a success. And that's kind of what we do. And it's a great team, that group. My buddy Hollywood, can't say enough about him. He made sure all the artists were taken care of, fed, everything was done. They got on stage at the right time. It was so good. And thank you, Bill. I didn't know you were there, buddy. I wish I'd have seen you. But yeah, he was on his way to the Bell and the Bear for Ladder. And wonderful. Yeah, he was really a cool cat on stage. I loved it. And that River's Edge, again, the lighting, everything's just perfect. It was so cool. And thank you. You were up dancing at the Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute last night. The Grammys tribute to Earth, Wind, and Fire was wonderful. I was a little worried. I saw my buddy Verdine get out there and play bass for the first song, and then I looked up what went on, and he wasn't really on tour with them at the time. He was off on medical leave. So they got him up there to do a few songs, and Earth, Wind, and Fire, one of the greatest bands of all time, for sure. And Carlos wants to know what in-ears I'm using. Cheap Amazon ones, Carlos, because I throw them away after about a year, because I wrap them up in the chair and everything else here, so yeah. But they do sound good, that I can hear everything going on in the studio and I can hear all kinds of bad noises that happen sometimes. And what do you say? Don't want to speak out of turn. Looks like our most successful corn stand jam to date to give back. Yeah. It was a good day. All those auction items that were donated, there was some great stuff up there. Wonderful. And I've talked way too long today, guys, but thank you so much for being a part of this. Yeah, I think they're about $30 on Amazon, Carlos. I do. Let me see. Yeah. What the hell are they? I don't know. But these are better. This last pair I got are much better than the ones I had before. I can actually hear a little more bass in them and things, so I like that. But that's it. And Steve Krakus from DV8 in the house. Thank you for being here. The weekend was great, man. It was. I hope your weekend was great. I heard you guys did a great job, as always. And thank you, Carla. Love you, my dear. And guys, thanks for watching today. We will be back tomorrow live at 5 with Karis. Yes, the host of the show. I'm just the guy that runs production on that show and talks occasionally. Karis will be here. And also watch for some great stuff. Gina and Johnny on the show on Wednesday are going to be joining us, I believe. Is that this Wednesday? Let me make sure I didn't talk out of turn, people, because it could be. Yes, Gina and Johnny on this week. And then what do we got? On the 8th of October, we're going to feature Women Who Rock, and there may be some celebrity appearances on that one as well. Women Who Rock that's going on at the Bell and the Bear in October. On October the 12th, I believe it is, if I remember that correctly, that date, and I'll be there for that one along with all our friends. That's what's happened. I've got a big week that week. October 10th, doing an event for the Pink Ribbon Good, which is the breast cancer awareness. Miracle League on Saturday. Yes, I got a lot to do that week. Fun stuff. Chris Reese says mental health care is health care. There's always help. Don't hesitate to reach out. Well, we're going to end on that note. Thank you, Chris Reese. And he says, thanks to everyone who helped put on Corn Stand Jam. It's just, Jimmy took a tragedy in his life and has made it a positive event that is helping so many other people. And great. And Dewey says that'll be a good Wednesday with the band. It will. Thanks, guys, for watching today. Remember, get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you. And as Chris Reese said, if you're struggling, there's somebody out there to help you. And he said it from the stage. I'll say it right now. He said, message that band's page. If you're struggling in life with any mental health issues, Chris can connect you with the right people or help you in some way. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. I'm about to cough. See y'all. Bye-bye. Oh, my. Hey, don't forget, guys, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities that they may represent.
I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Dewey. Hope you all had a good time, guys. Thank you. That's a long one. It's still a long one. We out of here. Say goodbye. Come on, Scott. Hit the right